Hi folks, my name is Ben Hunter and I go to Milford High School, and last year I took physics and we were tasked with creating a bulldozer to push multiple objects down a hallway. So before I throw my project away because it's old, I thought I'd share it with you guys. So here you go. So what we have here is, this is my bulldozer. And this worked excellent for me last year. So what we did is we just built a frame here out of 2x4s, and you gotta make sure those are nice and even because you're gonna have to put holes in the side eventually. And so what we did, if you flip this thing over on the side here, what you see is down in here we had to cut 2 holes for our axle, one right there and one right there, and you have to space them equally, so you have to measure from the top to the bottom of the 2x4s to make sure it's centered, and then from the back to however far you want your axle forwards. We put ours about 2 inches forwards here, and then inside, it might be tough to see, I'll see if that helps. Inside it's fitted with a copper pipe right there, and we use that to kind of reduce the friction and act as a bushing so that this axle spins freely. So you're going to have 2 of those, and then what we did was, if you take this apart here, we took a lawnmower wheel, and let me set this down real quick. We took a lawnmower wheel and we stuck it onto this metal rod, which is, I believe, 3/8 or 1/2 of an inch. And what you have is, right here, you have a bolt, and it's got a textured inside, that way it grips on to the plastic here. And then you have a wing nut to secure the opposite side of the wheel, okay, and a washer just to go in between the wood and the bolt. And so you're going to do that with the wheel on this side, and you're going to do it on the other side just like that. And then in the middle, what we did here was, once we inserted our axle through, was we took just an old, this is a plumbing hanger. You use this to hang your plumbing. You can find it real cheap at a hardware store. And we just bent it up over the axle and then secured it on the sides using 2 bolts that would go over this. And I will explain why that is there in just a minute. And on the front side, what we did here for our wheels, we went a little bit smaller on the front, just to kind of reduce friction and get it going farther. And also these wheels, it's kind of tough to tell, but they spin a lot more freely. So what it is, it's the same idea as the back. You have your bushings, and we just use straws, or not straws, I'm sorry. We use pen tubes. You cut them up into little sections and insert them into the holes. And again, you have to make sure your holes are the same height, distance on the board, and the same distance from the end of the board. And you're going to do that on both sides. And I believe this is a 1/4 inch metal rod. And we inserted the pen tubes in there to act as our bushings and reduce the friction when this spins. And you're going to insert this. And then for our wheels, what we did was we removed the wheels from a pair of roller blades, and we placed them on there, and they're very tight. But just to secure that, what we did was we have our washer here. It's tough to tell, I'm sorry. Washer right there, and a washer right here. And then on the end, you can get a nipple for the end of this metal rod, and we just hammered that onto there to make sure our wheels weren't sliding around too much. And so that's the front of this. And now our drive mechanism, what we did is, as you can see, there's kind of this weird tower here. What we did was we just put this 2x4 on here, and we made sure that we would get kind of an upward torque to pull this down. And so what you do is, I don't have it right now, but we got an elastic band and made a loop out of it. And you secure one end over this right here, and you flip one end around this, because it is a loop, it'll hold itself. And when you wind this back, it winds up the loop, and when you release it, it'll go forwards. And then you just want to attach whatever kind of Bulldozer front you want. We just went real simple, just keep stuff in the sides of this, and this worked out fantastic. We were able to push 10 baseballs about 30 feet each, so you can add to this, subtract to this, but the basic idea works excellent. So if you have any questions, you can comment below, and just want to say thank you for your time. Bye.